Well, Earth Day is coming up in about a week, and it's that time of year where a lot of people tend to think, what can we do to help the environment? What can we do to help the planet? And today, for our Climate Close-Up, we're going to talk a little bit about climate-specific things, what you can do to help out the climate, and a lot of these things also translate to things that help the environment as a whole. So for starters, let's have a look at some of the leading contributors to climate change greenhouse gases. This graph behind me does show agriculture, commercial, and residential sectors do take up about 20% of the greenhouse gas emissions and sources. Industry takes up 22%, electricity takes up 28%, transportation is the biggest contributor at 29%. So for today, we're going to have a look at three different things. We're going to look at transportation, ways you can help out in terms of transportation. We're also going to have a look at things you can do around the house to help out not just with climate savings and reducing your carbon footprint, but also a lot of these things save you money. Now, we're also going to have a talk with food, talk about things you can do with relation to food to save money, save the climate as well, because food touches on a good portion of these different sectors. Electricity often goes into food production as well as transportation. So some surprising statistics about food is that 30 to 40% of our food goes to waste. It just ends up being thrown away and going into the landfill. That is an economic loss valued at $165 billion a year. And then in addition, that food just sits in the landfill, rots, and releases greenhouse gases. So some things that you can do around the house to help reduce your food waste and save you money are to compost your food waste. See if your local agency has composting, or do it in your backyard. You can shop smart, only buy what you need. That involves meal planning and not buying excess food that you're not going to eat. If you have leftovers, save them, but make sure you use them. Instead of buying lunch at work, consider taking some leftovers from the night before, reheating them, and eating them there. In terms of transportation, things you can do: walk or bike instead of driving to work or to run errands. You can also take public transportation, and you can buy fuel-efficient vehicles. That could be an electric vehicle, a hybrid vehicle, or it could be a gas-powered vehicle that just has a very high miles per gallon rating. Finally, around the house, some things that you can do to save money, but also save the environment by reducing carbon output, buying energy-efficient light bulbs and appliances, plant trees around the house that can cast shade on your house and reduce your heating costs during the summer, and you can consider buying solar panels. Cost is going down, and that is free electricity that you can use once they are installed. And that is what we have for this week's Climate Close-Up, to talk just a little bit about some things that can help the environment, but help your wallet as well.